And this is how you get 30-year-old, 40-year-old boys walking around, not men. In today's society, a lot of boys aren't turning into men, too reliant on other people to help them out. Oh, can you help me with this? Oh, can you help me with that? Mom, can you help me with this? Dad, can you help me with that? Making excuses for why their life isn't where they want to be. Constantly reactive to the environment, not proactive. Won't embrace failure, too scared of failure. So then they don't push themselves to get that, career opportunity, or to go after that girl they want, or to push themselves in the gym, in their fitness life. Oh, what's the point? Oh, it's too hard. This, that, the other. Lazy, low testosterone. And I'm not hating on anyone, okay? Because I've been there myself. It just annoys me because I know the excuses and stuff that I used to make, and I know the excuses which a lot of other people are making as well. And they just have to make a certain decision just to flip their life around. That's why it low-key triggers me, because I know you can change. Because I was that person back then, full of excuses, constantly complaining, oh, I can't sort my life out, blaming other people, not knowing the three fingers pointing at myself. I needed to change. I needed to take responsibility. In order to start the process of becoming a man, you need to go through a rite of passage. And a lot of this is seen back in the day, or in some tribes where they send out the boys hunting and they need to do something or survive and then come back alive, just to show, that they're now a warrior, now then they're a man now. But the thing is, we don't really have that in the modern age. Not as much as we did back then anyway. And the rite of passage can be many different things. And for me, it was basically going to university, because all my life, I lived with my mum. Comfortable, she did my washing, made me food. I had everything sorted. I didn't know how to do anything myself because I was just relying on her. She sorted everything out. So when I did, follow the school system, I went to university because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. So my mum drives me to these university halls, and I'm there. I just chuck all my stuff in the room. And then she leaves, and I'm just standing there, just like, staring at these four walls, like, what do I do now? Because I was always reliant on someone else. Now that I left the nest, I had to take responsibility. And that fear quickly set in. I was alone, I was by myself. There was no one else going to save me. No one else going to bail me out. No one else going to wash my clothes. I had to figure all that out quite fast. Lads, I didn't know how to manage money. Just spending it on this, that, and the other. I didn't know how to talk to people properly. So when it came to talking to like housemates, flatmates, people in the dorm, it was a trial by fire. No one's come to save me. I had to push myself, and there was awkward interactions. But that's where you grow. That's how you become the person you want to become. You get those skills, you get that confidence. And being thrown into this situation, this new situation, I had to sort myself out. Like I said before, I looked in the mirror as well. And this is at the time when I looked in the mirror and I just saw just a skinny boy. I just had like a skinny boy frame, physique. It wasn't a masculine man's physique. No. But that's all on me. I needed to do something to change that. If I didn't like what I saw in the mirror, I needed to change it. Started going to the gym, started learning stuff, eating more protein, pushing myself till failure in the gym. Not making excuses, not hitting 10 reps, or, oh, I've hit 10, now I'm just gonna leave that. No, you go till failure. If you can do more than 10, you do more than 10. Because it's not just the body you build up in the gym, it's the mindset, okay? And that carries over into all different areas of life. You build up the discipline, due diligence, sweat equity, pride. You're being able to adapt. And when you overcome challenge in the gym, you overcome challenge in the outside world. You can deal with stuff a lot easier. And guys, rites of passages in the modern world can be different for different people, okay? So my example was the whole going to university thing, whole new city, whole new environment by myself, couldn't rely on anyone else, had to take responsibility for my own life. Had to grab myself by the nuts and just keep moving forward. Another example of this, people can go through a rite of passage in the military. They get thrown into the military and they're like, get down and do 1,000 push-ups, and you're like, oh, my arms are on fire, I can't do any more. And then there's someone yelling at you, yes, you can do more, and you push through. You push through barriers, you push through limits, You start becoming the person you want to become. You build up the discipline, you build up the due diligence in that area. You're proud of yourself. You didn't think you could do something, but you just had someone there just to push you a little bit in the military, and you could do it. In today's society, we have a big problem with self-belief. No one believes in themselves anymore. That could partly be due to a lot of people just being negative, and you get influenced by society. Oh, their life looks better than mine on Instagram. Oh, what's the point of trying? But when you go through a rite of passage and you start believing in yourself, that you can do something, you overcome challenge. Honestly, the world is your oyster, because no one can tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that. You just block out the noise. You just let them be, and you stay on your path, and you do what you need to do. Back to the military example, they have like a brotherhood of people as well. Everyone's so close, they have each other's backs. You not only take responsibility for your own life, but you get the responsibility of of someone else's life. That teaches you a lot of good traits. Build up the leadership traits, communication skills, being able to adapt in different situations, overcoming barriers, overcoming challenges. It instills a lot of good traits into you. Like I said, this rite passage is different for everyone. Another example, you could conquer a mountain with a group of friends, a group of lads, a group of your boys. You all struggle up the mountain together, you get to the top, the pride that comes in, you feel you've got that accomplishment. You just climbed a mountain, you've conquered this mountain, you've conquered this obstacle. You get that self-belief, you know. You got that positive reinforcement from everyone else. Yeah, we did this. What else can we accomplish? What else can we conquer? Not making excuses. Oh, who's going to help me climb up? Who's going to help me climb up this mountain? My boots are rubbing. No one. You're not there just like, oh, I can't climb the mountain. Oh, my legs are feeling a little sore. Or oh, it's just rubbing a little bit. I think I'm just going to sit. No. You cut out the excuses and you overcome the challenge. You go through the challenge. You go through the struggle. You embrace it and you keep moving forward and you don't let other people stop you, okay? You've got a goal, you've got a vision, you've got a purpose for your life, whatever that looks like for you. It could be running a marathon. So you've got a marathon in 90 days, you've got to train. That's what makes today accountable. Knowing you've got a future event to come. You need to overcome that challenge. So what you do today to keep you accountable, you train today, you turn up today. You don't make excuses, no. And then you keep doing it each day, taking those steps. And when the event comes, the rite of passage, that you rise to the challenge and you overcome it. And you pass over on the other end. A better person, a better individual, a boy to a man. Guys, it's super important that we move towards fear. We embrace fear, we overcome challenge. We do the things we know we need to do on a daily basis because that's going to get us to where we want to be in life. Otherwise, we keep making excuses or pointing our finger at everyone else or saying, oh, no one helped me, coming up with all this crap. You're going to be stuck in the same situation now, 10 years down the line, still blaming everyone else. Where does that get you? That gets you nowhere. And who wants to hang around with people who just constantly complain, wah. Do you know what I mean? You need to move towards challenge. Push yourself until failure. See where your boundaries are. And then what you do, you try and push past them that little bit. And you keep pushing past it that little bit. Then all of a sudden, you thought your boundaries were down here, they're now up here. You're able to cope with more, you're able to deal with more. And that's all because of the actions you took. I got one of my favorite quotes here, and it's from Theodore Roosevelt. I'll just read it out to you now. So, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, and who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knew victory nor defeat. That says it all, basically. If we don't even try, what's the point? Blame everyone else. So you're still that little boy, seeking for someone to save you. You need to know that no one's going to save you in life. You need to save yourself. You need to become the man you know you can become. But that takes effort. That takes sacrifice. It's tough. It is really tough, but you know it's tough. But you keep moving forward and you keep moving forward and you never give up. Here's some action steps we can take, guys. Number one, fitness, okay? So fitness. When you go in the gym, you prove yourself wrong constantly because you overcome challenge, you overcome challenge. You might not think, oh, I can't hit 8 reps on this certain weight, and then you do it. That self-belief comes in, that pride comes in. You did it, you overcome challenge. What else can you do? How much more can you push? And then you keep going until failure, and you get better each time. And your physique not only looks better now, because you keep turning up to the gym, you get the mindset switch, okay? And that is the main thing here. People are too quick to be like, oh, how do I lose weight, how do I gain it? It's not just about that, it's about the mindset you gain. You're not someone who wavers easily now. You've got self-belief, confidence. If someone insults you or something like that, you don't really care. You push your empty opinion. You keep moving forward on your path. You get that newfound confidence, you start walking differently, talking differently. Your shoulders are back, your chest is out. You're becoming a different person, you transform. What else can we do? We can set goals. I always say this, guys, if we don't have goals, we don't know where we're moving towards. We're just kind of floating around, not knowing where we're going. If we set goals, at least we have an end point. We know where we want to be. So what can we do with that? We can reverse engineer the action steps to be where we want to be. Easiest example, if you even say back to the gym example, you're just like, oh, how do I gain muscle? You actually lift weight and challenge yourself in the gym, progressive overload, lift more than you did last time, keep improving in the gym, but also look after your diet, so get enough protein. If you don't have enough protein, it's going to be harder for you to gain that muscle. Well, that goal could be in a career. How would you get a certain job you want? Well, obviously you have to apply, but what can you do before then? Before you apply, you can sort out your CV, your skills, you know, make it better, make it better, make it better. All these different steps you can take. All starts with goals, guys, because once we got goals, we can figure out how we can actually get to those goals. Your goals could be, oh, go to the gym 3 times a week, look for new jobs every day for 30 minutes. Your goal could be, oh, I want to start this thing on the side, so what do? So I allocate like an hour each day to that thing I eventually want to do in life. And then hopefully, you know, once I've built up so many hours doing it, over time it will pay off. Maybe that's building brand or a side business or anything like that. If you know where you want to be, you can start taking the actions you need to take to get there. We can start learning, start building new skills. We can look online. There's so many different people with free information, good information online you can learn from in whatever that is. Could be learn some leadership skills, you know. There's loads of different books you can read from people who have done things that you want to do or have certain mindsets that you can download and use for your own. Books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, like things like that you can actively do now. Increase your knowledge and become better. What else can you do? Apart from going to the gym, you can learn to fight. Boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, anything like that. So you can protect yourself, protect the ones you love should anything arise. You know, you learn to fight so then you don't have to fight. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. With that being said, I hope this video has brought you value. And just know there's loads of different rites of passages. And you can go through one as well. If you enjoyed this video, why not watch another one? I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You got this.